Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm not in my normal place. I just got back home from a concert and I didn't feel like setting up where I normally uh, review. So I appreciate y'all sticking with me with this boring background. As you can see in my shirt, I just got back from a Marty Stuart concert. And this is the third time that I've seen Marty Stuart. I saw him the first time as the backing band for Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman um, during their Sweetheart of the Rodeo reunion tour, and then I saw Marty Stuart again open up for Steve Miller Band, almost probably exactly 3 years ago, give or take, a few days. It was July of 2019, and that was a killer show. And I love Marty Stuart. His album Way Out West is one of my all-time favorites. It was produced by Mike Campbell of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and just a great, great record. If you don't know Way Out West, please check it out. Just fantastic. Even if you don't like country, it's got twang, it's got some surf rock in it, it's got jangle. It's for somebody who's a fan of rock and roll, it's a good place to start for country. So I was really happy to see Marty Stuart. This was actually a spur of the moment event. Today, they had the concert. Yesterday at this time was about the time that I was buying my ticket. I was on the fence about going to see Marty. Um, the person that I would normally go see it with, my uncle, he was leaving today for vacation and couldn't make it. And there's nobody else that would really want to go see Marty in terms of spur of the moment. Maybe with some planning, I could have rounded up a few people, but it was spur of the moment. It was about an hour's drive from me. It's at a little place called the Coves Amphitheater in Union Hall, Virginia. It's a new amphitheater, came out during COVID, right on some of the water at the lake, and it was a pretty cool place. It was back there in terms of trying to find it, but once I was there, it was fine. Kind of a long walk to the actual venue down some gravel roads. So that's probably one thing that I would complain about. And the only other negative really of the night was the microphone for when the artists spoke. You couldn't really hear a lot of what they were talking about, at least not in the upper field where I was. That was what my ticket allowed for. Maybe the people in the front had an easier time. But anyway, let's get on to the music. So again, this was my third time seeing Marty. The first time seeing Marty as as the main artist. I mean, again, I saw him with Hillman and McGuinn, and then again I saw him open kind of and do a double bill with Steve Miller Band. So this is the only time that I've seen Marty and his fabulous superlatives. I shouldn't forget them. The first time that I've seen them just as them. So that was kind of neat to get that under my belt. And this is also the furthest back that I've sat during a Marty Stuart concert. The last two times I've been very close to the stage, and this time I was a little bit further back. And that's another thing. The tickets were a little bit pricier for an outdoor venue, just my opinion, especially since there was no opener, which I'm okay with no opener, especially when it's like an unknown. There have been openers that have surprised me and that I've really liked, but for the most part, I kind of forget about it. So I'm glad there was no opener. It was a 90-minute show straight through. Not a whole lot of talking in between songs. And again, if you've seen Marty Stuart in the last 4 years or so, you kind of know what to expect in terms of the set list and some of the jokes that he tells. I mean, a lot of them are right there where they always have been. They do a song called Torpedo where he always talks about it being, he's like, whatever town he's in, he said, we have a meeting tonight. We had a meeting tonight that, Union Hall, Virginia is going to be the surf capital of the world. And so he said that the last two times that I've seen him. So little things like that for people that have seen him several times. And a lot of the same stuff in terms of songs. I mean, what's cool about Marty is he gives each of the superlatives in his band a two song showpiece. So he first allows his lead guitarist, Kenny Vaughn, cousin Kenny, to sing a couple songs. And so Kenny will sing his song, Country Music Got a Hold on Me, and then Nice Like That, which is kind of a neat little like swinging tune. Then a few songs later, he'll get Handsome Harry Stinson, the drummer, to sing a couple songs, and he did Pretty Boy Floyd, which he's done the past few times I've seen him. And it's cool because Harry's been with Marty since the, I think, late 80s, early 90s, and just before the Superlatives were even a band. So him and Harry go way back, and Harry's just a great player. And Harry, he can play the drums, and then they do an acoustic set, and Harry comes out with just the snare wrapped around him. He's playing, and he can play guitar. I've seen him play mouth harp as well. I think he plays a couple other things. They all can. I've seen, again, when I saw them with the Byrds, they switched around instruments and things. And so Harry sang Pretty Boy Floyd, which is a Woody Guthrie song, covered, of course, by the Byrds as well. And then the highlight of the night for me, the highlight of the night was when Harry pulled out an acoustic guitar. Again, Harry's the drummer, and he sang the song, The Ballad of Easy Rider, the Bob Dylan, Roger McGuinn song from the Easy Rider album. And it was beautiful. It was so good. If you don't know that song, please go check it out. The Ballad of Easy Rider. It's been covered by a bunch of people. Tom Petty has a cool cover, but it's the Byrds version that's definitive. And Harry just knocked it out of the park. He's got this high tenor voice, just beautiful. So that was the highlight of it for me. Then his bassist, Chris Scruggs, who is the grandson of Earl Scruggs, the famous banjo player, he sang a couple of songs. He did an old Bob Wills tune, and then they did a kind of a bluegrass version of Wipeout, which they did the last time I saw him too. And I mean, Chris can really do the slap bass really well. So they played all those songs. Marty obviously had his songs. He sang, the big hits, Tempted. He sang a couple of songs from Way Out West. Not as many this time. He didn't sing the song Whole Lotta Highway, which is one of my favorites, and he didn't do the song Way Out West, which he's done before. But him and Harry they duet on the song Tear the Woodpile Down, which is just a rocker of a song. But again, surprisingly, they didn't sing the song Country Boy Rock and Roll, which is a fantastic song. Just great song. But he did the song Matches, which is one of his newer recordings. It's an old song, but he's re-recorded it. He's re-recorded his version, I should say. And then at the very end of the show, there was a little rain cloud that came over top of the stage and rained like for about 5 minutes on everybody. So some people were running to the trees. Some people went to their cars. But I stood out, and literally the top of my hair got wet, but around the sides it was dry. And then they sang probably my favorite Marty Stuart song called Time Don't Wait, which is literally a bird song, and with some Tom Petty thrown in there. It's just so good. And everybody had their umbrellas, and people were still dancing, and I was, getting wet, but I didn't care. Such a good song. And then they came out for one more song for the encore, and again, it was about 90-minute set. And Marty and the boys always sound great. Marty's there in all black, and the guys are in light blue suits with sequins and everything. So just a really great song. They did a gospel number called Get Down on Your Knees and Pray, which is an old Bill Monroe song. Ricky Skaggs has done it. So fantastic show. Go see Marty Stuart if you can. Listen to the album Way Out West and listen to the Ballad of Easy Rider. You won't be disappointed. So Marty, I'm glad I got to see you again. I'm glad I bought the tickets. So in the meantime, y'all be good. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.